everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Courtney. Now this is an exciting month of September. Not only is the temperature cooling off, but we also have Shorty September. Now Shorty September is a reading challenge that is hosted by Bert at Soggy Expat Nerd, and I heard about it through channel Past Story Time. I'll link them both below. But pretty much the challenge is to read short books. Now I am all for a short story. I do them all the time. They're really good to fill those gaps in between a big book. Now this Shorty September challenge has a little sheet. I found this on Past Story Time, but I'll just be filling out the prompts. It's a series of 12 prompts. So my first prompt is Soggy Shorts. Read a book from the 70s and 80s. Now the book that I chose is called 70s Gold. Now it is not written from the 70s and 80s, but it is set during that time. So it follows a young girl that is growing up in the 70s, and you learn about her through her interactions with her friends and family. Now I personally did not like this little girl character. I just felt she was a bit vindictive and that she wasn't likable, and was one of those people that'll probably grow up to be one of those horrible narcissistic human beings. That's just my opinion. And I especially did not like when she crapped in the ocean, so that's a whole nother story. I felt that this story was just a bunch of rambling about one different topic or different character in her life for each and every chapter. And so while it was okay, I'm glad that it was definitely short. Now the next book that I read is called A Turn of Events, and this one fits the Denim Shorts Read a Modern Classic prompt. This is a Pride and Prejudice retelling where you have Elle, Elizabeth, and Liam, Mr. Darcy, that are at a college and somehow come together when a drink is spilled on her and they help out a friend. I love the modern take on the names. I was a bit annoyed with all the privilege that they exuded. Like at one point she said douche canoe. Like who says douche canoe? That just sounds privileged to me. I thought that they were quick to hop into bed soon as they found out, oh, we like each other, so that was dumb. Overall, I did feel this story was a bit too short and it left on a bit of a cliffhanger, and I didn't get a complete resolution that was satisfying to me for this story. The next story I read is called Gay Nudist Beach Day 1, and that fulfills the Lifeguard Shorts A Beach Read. Now there's a day 2, but you know, it's a bunch of erotica, so I'm good with just day 1. I won't be reading the next book. But it's about David, who goes on vacation to California and discovers a nudist beach and partakes in a lot of the pleasures that are just happening out in the open, unprotected, which I did not like. But it was a quick read. It was steamy. It did leave in a bit of a cliffhanger, which I did not like. I would be interested in knowing the resolution to the part at the end, but not enough to pick up day 2. And that is it thus far. So I've knocked 3 books off the list, and I will continue throughout the month. Well, I'm back. I am trudging through Shorty September. It is September 14th, and is very fitting because I am halfway through. I have read 6 books. So let's talk about the other 3. There will be a part 2 for the other 6. So I read, let's see, Cargo Shorts. Read a book that has something to do with nature, and I picked up Sage of Nature. Sage of Nature is basically a really short book. It's like 7 pages about a guy from the city that goes to the country, meets up with a fox that takes him on some sort of journey through the country, and it has a very unexpected ending. I thought that it was confusing, but I thought it was a very quick read and I was entertained, but very symbolic. It's one of those books that will be really good for like a classroom to pick apart. What does that mean? What does that mean? Another prompt is Boxer Shorts. Boxer Shorts is read a comfort read. So I read A Billionaire's Unexpected Bride. It's about this billionaire and his female assistant, they go on a business trip to Germany, and he is set to propose to this really horrible, wretched woman so that he can claim some sort of inheritance. And of course, him and the assistant fall in love. But what really stood out for me was the fact that you had this white character and this black female character, yet racism never played any sort of role inside of this book. And I thought that was really special. Another thing that I thought was interesting was that she had the condition vitiligo, and that also did not play a central role. She was accepted for who she was. And even though she felt like she had all these insecurities, she never backed down from a challenge, and she let that woman have it when she stepped up to her. Now, the last prompt that we're going to talk about in this video is Bermuda shorts. Read a translated book. Now, what I did was I chose a book that was called Short Stories to Learn Finnish. So if you are trying to learn the Finnish language, which I definitely am not after looking at this book, this is a good one for you. It is actually, I think it was like volume 1, 2, or 3. There's a few different volumes, but it was a series of 5 short stories that were in English and then completely translated into Finnish. So if you have any sort of knowledge of Finnish, go ahead and try to read this book. There was a story about aliens wanting to return home. There was a story about a scientist who doesn't recognize the value of life until it's too late. There's a friend who's reading another dead friend's diary and is learning some horrible circumstances surrounding her death. Then there's a story about this arrogant artist who despises the weakness in others but doesn't really see it in himself. But good books. I am definitely enjoying Shorty September. I have 6 more really great books to read, and I'm excited about those. So let me know if you've read any of these books. Leave me some comments in the description. Leave a like and definitely subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.